So how do you know your music is good? I'm gonna give you some tips to help you figure it out. What's up, people? Welcome to the channel where we talk about music licensing, music business, and music production. If you love any of the previously mentioned, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all my latest content, and hit that bell icon so you know exactly when the new content drops. So I get a question quite often about how to figure out if your music is good enough. Like, how do you know? So let's talk about that. You don't. Like, sometimes you don't. Like, when you're starting out and you haven't put any music out, you don't know if it's good enough because you're the only one that listens to it. And sometimes we are our own worst critics. So I'm gonna give you a couple things that I do personally and that I did when I first started out, so that I can kind of gauge where my music is, quality wise, mix wise, and just see, you know, if it's good. So one thing that I think was like super duper critical was comparing my music to music that's already out, that people love, popular songs, things like that. Especially when it comes to mixing and just audio quality. What I would do was pretty much do a side-by-side comparison of my track and the track that's on the radio that everybody loves. So, you know, I would load them both in iTunes. I would play, you know, my track, and then I would play the one that's been heard on the radio and see, first of all, is the volume around anywhere near the same level. Sometimes mine was like way lower. And a lot of times, you know, if you're working in this industry, in this business, you know, pitching your music, and someone hears your song and the volume is lower, it's perceived as lower quality or just not professional for whatever reason. So that's one way that I would kind of gauge if my mixes are good. Does my drums sound similar to the drums in, you know, in the polished track? Are they coming through? Are they punching? Is the kick hitting? Can I hear the elements that I hear in this finished product? Can I hear those same elements in my song, in my beat? So that was super major for me because it gave me a point of reference from something that was successful, something that worked, and then allow me to compare my music to that and then try and make tweaks and edits to get mine to sound as close to that successful product as possible. Another thing that really helped me was just allowing other people to listen to my music. So I remember, you know, I had a bunch of beats that I was working on in college. So a lot of my friends would come by, whether we were, you know, studying together or just hanging out. I would play my beats and just let people hear them and see what they thought. And, you know, I would gather people's opinions and critiques and things like that to kind of gauge, okay, am I on the right track? Is this something that people who don't even produce would rock with? You know what I mean? Like, or just getting their idea of where they could hear the track or the beat. And that would kind of give me an idea of, you know, the kind of music I was making or where could my music be successful. I know a lot of people, I know you may have heard sometimes that your music sounds great in TV and film or video games or something like that. So maybe instead of trying to focus on major artist placements, maybe you should look into getting your music placed in TV and film. There is a link in the bio to get a free 6-step guide if you want to learn how to get your music placed in TV and film. So click that link in the description. But that was one way that I would kind of gauge and see what people thought, because you can't just keep listening to your own music and never share it with anybody. Like, I've come across people who, like, soon as someone other than themselves came around, they would hurry up and like turn their music off. It's just like, yo, you need to know what people think, because if you want people to listen, buy, use your music, that's the opinion that's gonna matter at the end of the day, not just yours. Which leads me to my next point is get your music out there, get it off of your computer and start putting it up on streaming services, sharing it on your social media in creative ways, sharing on YouTube, the beat making process or whatever, like something to get it out there in front of ears that are not yours. This is critical to your growth as a producer, as an artist, as a songwriter, is sharing your music so other people can hear it and other people can critique it so that you can continue to work on your craft based off of that feedback. Now, music is an art, so some things are definitely going to be subjective, and then people have different tastes. You're going to get that. But if a lot of people are telling you, yo, like, this is trash, bro, like, you shouldn't be doing this, that may be an indicator, not that you necessarily have to quit, but that you have some work to do and you're not quite there to produce or to write or to sing or rap at a professional level. You still have to work on your craft and you still have to keep building and growing. On the flip side, if a lot of people are saying, yo, like, this is great, like, you should put it out, this and that, if you're getting the majority of people saying those things, then it's probably time for you to take the next step and start releasing your music and start putting it in front of potential fans and opportunities to where your music can start working for you and building your brand. Another way to know if your music is good or at a professional level is to consult with a professional. Ask someone who has been where you're trying to go what they think about your music. You can do that through critiques. I know I offer critiques for producers and artists and songwriters and things like that through email and consultations, one-on-one consultations, and I critique music and give them advice based on mixed quality lyrics, production, sound selection, different things like that. If it has the potential to be placed in TV and film, if it has the potential to be sent to a major artist and things like that. You want to get some seasoned ears that are used to hearing high quality music to give you feedback so that you can get from point A to point B faster, so you can make improvements faster versus just going around in circles trying to figure out on your own if your music is ready. And again, a lot of times we're in our own head saying like, it's not ready, but you could send it to a professional and they could tell you, no, like, this is ready, like, you're just overthinking it. And I see it happen all the time. A lot of producers will overthink the process and overthink their music and think it's not ready when it's literally ready. Like, it can be working for you now. So don't wait. Make sure you take action. Start putting your music out there. Start getting other ears on it, getting opinions so that you can continue to grow. You don't want to remain stagnant and fearful that people are going to reject your music. You can't be scared of that. You have to get it out there and you have to get people listening to it so you can get that feedback in order to grow and take it to the next level. If you want to book a critique with me or a live one-on-one consultation, just hit the link in the bio and you'll see the details for that. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.